Ein Mann aus Wales, 36 Jahre alt. Schon 2006 hat er die Europe Cup Singles gewonnen, ebenso 2008. Seither ist er Dauergast in der Weltspitze. Hier ist in Schwechat die Nummer 64 der Welt, The Spider, M.Webster! Kontrahent kommt aus Belgien. Er ist 25 Jahre alt. Er war heuer bereits im Achtelfinale bei den UK Open, im Vorjahr im Semifinale beim PDC World Cup of Darts. Und so ganz nebenbei ist er ein begnadeter Tänzer. Ich bin schon sehr gespannt, ob er das auch jetzt wieder unter Beweis bestellt. Heißen wir ihn herzlich willkommen, die Nummer 32 der Welt. Hier ist The Dreammaker, Dimitri van den Bergh!
Bergh, the young Belgian, making his way on stage in trademark fashion. Webby's not having any of that nonsense. He'll just hang around by the water table and let you finish your dance moves. It doesn't matter what shapes you throw. It matters what darts you throw up on that stage at the Austrian Darts Championship. The winner of this one will face the number 5 seed Peter Wright, who, not sure if he's arrived yet, but he's one of the guys who've been flying the flag for PDC Darts down under in Australia and New Zealand. Didn't come back from his trip down under with a title to his name, which might surprise a few people with the way that he'd been playing leading up to this August period. Let's see what kind of form these two are in. Dimitri van den Bergh so far this year has won every single first round game he's had on the European Tour. 4 times he's qualified for events, 4 times he's made it through his opener, only once has he won a game after that. M.Webster, this is only the 2nd time he's qualified for a European Tour event this year. The other one was in Austria as well, and he went to the final day of action. So maybe it's just this part of the world that's inspired the former world champion to do the biz. Rob Malarkey joins me in the commentary box. It is the Spider, M.Webster, and the Dreammaker, Dimitri van den Bergh, fighting it out for a spot in round 2.
Well, I've got to say, that performance by Webster in beating Joe Cullen in Graz earlier this year, one of my highlights of the European Tour so far in 2019. A terrific battling performance by M.Webster, and he finished it off really well. Cullen levelling things up at 5-all, and then an 11-dart leg to wrap it up by Webster when he was under all sorts of pressure. But it's a huge shame for him that he's not been able to back it up on the European Tour since then. But as you say, Dan, maybe coming to this part of the world will just bring something out of M.Webster. But it's a very difficult one to call, this. Dimitri van den Bergh, another player looking to make up for lost time as well, because, yeah, 4 appearances on the European Tour so far this year, but he's failed to qualify for the last 3. And not only that, he's been beaten in the first round of qualifying for each and every one of the last 3 European Tour events. So van den Bergh will be desperate to make up for lost time and just perhaps address a few things and maybe try and get his bid to qualify for the European Championship back on track as well.
Well, one of the weird things with Dimitri, it was always levelled at him that he's a big stage player. We always see him produce these world-class performances in massive tournaments. Obviously, his run to the quarterfinals of the World Championship was one, but we've seen him throw monstrous averages in big TV events when he's managed to qualify for them.
100.
And he didn't do it on the floor, and yet, very much a la Blazing Squad, he's flip-reversed it this year. He's had a couple of finals on the floor, quarter-final, semi-final. He's done absolutely nothing on the big stages.
Yeah,
pretty much.
60.
And it's all come fairly recently as well. The last 6 Players' Championships, he's had a quarter-final, a semi-final, and a final.
60.
And the semi-final he lost was against the great Jose de Sousa as well.
Yes.
Anyway, Bergh looking at 72 here. Now looking at 56. And now looking at double 18.
Yeah, you on the first leg, Dimitri
lead.
Second leg, Mark to throw first.
Yeah, he does make use of that double 18, Dimitri. Webby.
140.
Ton 40. Throw looking very smooth right now, but I tell you what, if this gets close, if this goes 10, 11 legs, you just watch that hand. You just see if there's a little shake there. Dimitri would be very happy for this not to go close. And make no mistake, Dimitri Bergh, as erratic as he might be, his form may go up and down. If he's getting it right, he looks like he could win anything. He is unreal. Because the scoring power of this lad is magnificent. 4 perfect darts to start the leg.
99.
Smile.
Macca, his manager, along with Rusty Jake Rodriguez, who will be here to watch his brother, Roby John, in action.
The trick is, Mac, you look at the camera rather than the screen.
Matt, he should know that. He's on telly more than most players, is Macca.
96. Mark 124.
On telly more than Claire Balding, Macca. Double 11. Yeah, very nice, Webby. 1, 2, 4, check out 12 dart
the
leg.
Dimitri to throw first. Game on.
Very nice response, yeah.
Plying his trade a lot nowadays on the telly at big tournaments as a commentator and pundit. An excellent one he is too. He'll be part of the Euro Tour commentary team later on this month. Well, next month, isn't it? We're not quite in September yet.
67.
He'll be joining us in Risa. Hasn't qualified for that one, Webby.
96.
Similar positions as a lot of the other players we've seen who haven't qualified for Mannheim next week or Risa the week after. So it'll all be on what happens here and if they can get to Gibraltar.
60.
But Webby does have a lot of work to do, having only picked up £3,000 from that run in Graz earlier on this year. You're looking at probably having to pick up 12 grand minimum to qualify for the European Championship, and even 12 grand might not be enough, particularly with the way that a lot of players
58.
seem to be bunching up around that 10 and 11 sort of numbers at the moment. And Dimitri is one of them.
Yeah, he's on 9 at the moment. 3 second round defeats, a third round defeat. So
60.
He's got work to do as well. He could certainly do with making the most of this opportunity this weekend. But even if he does come through this one, as you said, Dan, it's not going to be too much of a smooth ride in round 2.
139.
Outscoring Webby quite heavily in this leg.
93. Dimitri, you require 68.
So 68, various options. 6 for double 4 is one, 36 for 32 maybe. He's gone for the more obvious one. Leaves himself double 16.
Each on the
Pins
third
it
leg,
for a
Dimitri
15 dart.
Mark to thrust.
Every year we see, well, for the last couple of years, we've seen Dimitri at the World Cup of Darts, and he's been fired
57.
up and animated. Playing for Belgium and playing alongside Kim Huybrechts seems to bring out a different side to him, and sometimes he plays absolutely brilliantly at the World Cup of Darts, and you think, well, maybe you could just bring a bit of that to your own individual game, and we could see a bit of that.
100.
We saw him in his run to a final of the most recent Players' Championship weekend in Hildesheim. That was at the very start of this month, the last action before the break.
85.
And he was quite animated on that Saturday in his run to the final. Not quite the levels we've seen at the World Cup. He does... I think it might help him just to have a bit of fire in his game.
47.
Yeah, when you look at the players he beat that weekend as well, Joe Cullen, Roby John, Justin Pipe, Whitlock, Moulenkamp and Ian White, 7-6 in the semi-final. And then losing to Ratajski 8-7 in the final. Talking of Huybrechts, he beat him in qualifying for this as well, 6-1 in his opener. Having lost 3 first-round qualifiers on the bounce, he was then paired with his fellow Belgian, beat him 6-1, and then overcame both Davy van Balen and Christoph Ratajski, another tough encounter, 6-5 the pair, to make his way through to the tournament proper.
99.
Yeah, well, he is into the top 32 in the world rankings now, Dimitri van den Bergh, and he is Belgium's #1. A couple of places higher than Kim Huybrechts in the world rankings.
140.
Those sorts of darts that have got him there. Leaves himself a shot.
By the way, a bit of a mention for Webster's performance in qualifying. 3 matches, 3 legs dropped.
140. Dimitri 118.
A chance here for van den Bergh.
Should look at the 60. Right decision. Execution not quite there. But does find it with the next dart to leave double 19.
80.
Misses outside.
Argue requires 60.
Left-hander Webby moving to the left to go over the top. That looks a decent guide. Oh,
20.
and he somehow managed to thread it between those darts.
38.
Just wonder whether van den Bergh might contemplate splitting this. It may have crossed his mind. Yes, he is. Took out double 16, no bother whatsoever for a 2-1 lead, and he's taking it out once again for a 3-1 lead. Sensible employment there of the single 6 to make life a little bit easier. And van den Bergh breaks for the first time today for 3-1.
Oh, it's got to be, hasn't it? Well, maybe the step across breaks up his rhythm.
140.
Decent. When he's on it, Dimitri van den Bergh, and he gets his first dart right, that's when you see him do those spells of scoring where even the best players on the planet can struggle to live with him. Just 180, 174s, 177s, they're just smashed in with alarming regularity. So much pressure on your opponent. And here he demonstrates the ability to switch down the board, although the last dart doesn't help him at all.
This slide that Webster's been on in the main, would you say that stems back to his defeat by Paul Lynn in the Worlds a couple of years ago, or was it beyond that?
I mean, it doesn't help. I mean, the thing with M.Webster, he obviously struggled with dartitis and spent a lot of time just trying to get to a stage where he could throw properly. And he still found ways, some very gritty performances to win games, even though his throw was visibly breaking down during matches. He's now got to a stage where he seems to be able to let go of the dart, but now the next problem is that he has a shake in the hand, and it's nerves, and he'll talk quite openly and say, look, I know I'm in danger of losing my tour card. I'm in danger of dropping off the tour.
He's 64 at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, and that is a very real danger for M.Webster. And that comes with its own pressures. It's not something. He's a former world champion. He's a former 3rd place at the PDC World. Major finalist in PDC darts. He's not used to being in this position. He's very nearly got 4-1 down there, but the likelihood is he probably will go 4-1 down here to Dimitri, unless he can put another one in there and find double 18 as well.
Well, he won't.
140.
He's left himself double 8 in case van den Bergh does slip up here, but van den Bergh has been fairly good in this portion of the board so far today. And once again, this time it's double 8, but double 6, double 8 so far has been doing the damage for Dimitri van den Bergh. 4-1 consolidates the break very nicely indeed.
Yeah, the finishing very, very good from Dimitri so far.
96.
72 taken out in the very first leg. 68 checkout. 38 checkout. 25 checkout there. He's missed a couple of darts at bullseye. That's it. Every dart of the outer ring, Dimitri Van den Bergh has pinned first dart. And for a guy who's, and that's unlucky from Webby, a guy who, it's his scoring that really does catch the eye when he's playing well. It's his finishing that's put him in charge here. He's averaging nigh on 98. And by and large, there you see, it's not
60.
bad, that first 9 average. But when he's playing really well, I mean, you can stick another 20 points on that. It's the finishing that really has made the difference. He's just not allowing Mark Webster opportunities.
140.
And with Webster's first 9 average way below that of Van den Bergh's, that in itself just gives him that breathing space. It was a year ago this weekend, by the way, that Webster suffered a 6-0 defeat by Dave Chisnell, in which Chizzy posted the highest ever average on the European Tour. I'm sure Webster won't want reminding of that, but
85.
It came on the back of a 6-5 win over Ted Everts in round 1. That was an encouraging start for Webster.
You just get the feeling when you watch Mark Webster, he is winning games here and there. He's picking up money. He's not picking up lots, but he's picking up money. But it's just such hard work for him. He's having a graft for every single pound he's winning on the tour. And he leaves himself tops, and it might not be enough because Van den Bergh on the outer ring has been mustard so far. Oh, treble 19 for double.
$40. Mark, you require 40.
Well, no huge damage done for Van den Bergh if this goes, because this would be a holder throw for Webster, but Webster is now looking at double 10.
He's on the 6th leg, Mark Webster.
Managed to hold this time for 4-2. Just the one break in it still.
Game on.
Tops 10s and double 12. That's where Mark Webster does most of his work on the doubles. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I was giving Dimitri too much credit. He did miss one at the outer ring, but it was double 19, wasn't it, at the end of that 1-1-8 checkout. But yes, in general, when he's had a double that he wants, it's gone. Oh, a little pump of the fist from Dimitri there. Don't often see that. A lot of the time you just see, you actively see him trying to calm himself down, taking those big deep breaths.
Yeah.
And trying to suck in some air. Murmuring away to himself. Hello. Hello, Dimitri.
I was just going to say, the benefits of mindfulness on stage, and there you are, 180 for Dimitri Van den Bergh. Maybe this is the change, maybe that you were talking about.
Well, we're seeing this a little bit more. He started off in his typical Dimitri way, where he looks like he's trying to keep his emotions in check, but I do think that some of that fire, some of that passion, some of that stuff we see from him when he's representing Belgium at the World Cup, I don't think it'd do him any harm. Because it's certainly not done him any harm whilst playing for Belgium at the World Cup of darts. And I tell you what,
100.
he's taken out a 10 darter on the bullseye before against Phil Taylor in an exhibition. I don't think he's going to do it here, but it would be funny. Nope. Standard.
Wouldn't be funny for Mark Webster because it is 5-2. And once again, double 16. He's been absolutely exemplary in that segment of the board today.
Yeah, 2 for 2 on double 16, 1 for 1 on double 8. And Mark Webster's just not been allowed any space, any breathing space, just being constricted in this game. I mean, he's averaging nearly 90 and he's 40% on his doubles. It's not as if it's 96. Bad for Webster, but it's just not enough against Dimitri. That 11 darter has taken his average to the 100 mark. And if you're going to hit 100 average and hit 71% of your doubles, you are going to win most games of darts that you play. And it looks as if Dimitri is going to continue this record of winning every first round game he has on the European Tour so far this
96.
Year. And set up a clash with Peter Snakebite Wright. That's a bit loose. Which is why he moved down the board. Excellent stuff from Mark Webster. 177 leaves 167. What a couple of visits that would be if he was able to take it out. 2 trebles for Dimitri would have left him 170, but Webby now to just pound that treble 20.
67.
He'll look to leave himself double top, I think.
Yeah, and again, Dimitri not really beating himself up too much about the slip up there as well. All about good game management. This from Van den Bergh. He's
131.
well aware that Webster is on throw here and should win this one. But it's all about possibly for the next leg for Dimitri Van den Bergh. Although he could apply some pressure here.
140
to leave 89.
36.
Well, Webster 50% on his doubles as things stand.
I Dimitri to throw first. Game on.
2 chances for Dimitri Van den Bergh to hold his throw and win the game. If he can get it done here, happy days. 6-3. Bring on snake bites. Nod of the head for the Belgian. He's happy. He knows he's playing well. Tapping the head now. I think he's probably talking to Maka, his manager.
60.
Here to do a job, Dimitri Van den Bergh. He is frustrated that he hasn't managed to win a senior title. A guy who's won 2 World Youth titles. He's made a couple of finals. He believes it's going to happen,
81.
but he wants it to happen now. He feels that he's been playing PDC darts at senior level for long enough. He should have had senior titles. He knows he's got the game. He's produced it. This is title-winning stuff for Dimitri right now. 70% on doubles, 102 average. You play like that all weekend, you've got a very good chance of walking away with a title.
But let's face it, I mean, he's moving, he's doing all the right things. He's got the World Youth titles. He's made his first senior PDC ranking final earlier this year as well. Okay, he's had a bit of a wobble of late, but I hope he's not panicking about that.
No. I think it's just frustrating when, you know,
99.
He's obviously got talent. He's picked as one of the contenders to the Premier League, and he gave a decent account of himself. And he's going to leave tops here, unless he busts it hilariously. Okay. Well, he's safety.
Gave
is
it
what
a
he's
very
gone for
wide
there.
berth there,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So had he hit the treble, then he would have left himself
90.
on the double. But as it is, he sacrificed the dart at the double because he didn't want to have the danger of busting it in hilarious circumstances. But this double 16 for a 6-3 win. And that is a golden performance from the golden boy of Belgian darts. The Belgian #1 wins it 6-3 with the highest average of the day so far. M.Webster cannot emulate his run to the final day of action in Austria from earlier on this year. Dimitri Van den Bergh emulates every other Euro Tour performance so far this year by winning his opening game. Can he back it up with victory against the #5 seed Peter Snakebite Wright? We will find out tomorrow.
Dimitri Van den Bergh. Congrats, Dimitri. I have a special question. Do you know what... Mach mal auf Deutsch.
Deutsch, da komm, ich kann das.
Bitte, 1-0 für ihn. Okay, dann schrauben wir das Level jetzt eine Stufe nach oben. Deutsch ist ja gut, aber wie gut kannst du denn Österreichisch? Weißt du zum Beispiel, was Leihwand bedeutet?
Leihwand? Okay, Entschuldigung. Wenn ich das verstehe, dann ist das etwas, das man rund die Necke macht oder sowas?
Ja, nicht ganz. Das heißt, das ist der wienerische Ausdruck für es ist alles okay, es ist alles gut, ich fühle mich gut. Ist das, was du im Moment fühlst?
Okay, dann habe ich Leihwand.
Du hast gerade einen Haufen neuer Fans gewonnen. Ganz im Ernst, wie zufrieden warst du mit deinem Spiel heute?
Ich habe gefühlt, dass ich aggressiv war in meinem Spiel. Ich wollte gewinnen, ich wollte nicht aufgeben, ich wollte keine Chance weggeben und ich glaube, meine Tschechen waren stark. Ich glaube, die ganze Woche in Slowenien im Training hat mich auch natürlich geholfen. Und ja, jetzt bin ich weiter mit eurer Unterstützung, meine Freunde. Dankeschön.
Und die wird es morgen definitiv auch wieder geben. Wir sehen dich morgen. Dankeschön, Dimitri. In Kürze geht's